foot fell off the kitchen roof. I said it didn't hurt, but that was nowhere near the truth. Well, the roof still leaks and my foot gives me grief, but I'm still here, there's a bucket underneath. Don't let those little accidents get on your wick. If they had a prize for fails, I'd win a championship. Just another fail, just another way, just a wonderful, wonderful day. Just another fail, just another way, just a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you very much.
So, how old was you, Vince, when you picked up the guitar?
Well, I'm normally a bass player, and I started playing when I was about 16, way back in the punk era, and I played a bit of guitar, but I sort of stopped working like about 18 months ago, and everyone I've been working with for many years they all had a big, get together, got collection for me, and with all the money they collected, I bought this plectrum. No, I bought the guitar. So I bought the guitar and thought, yeah, get out there, start writing songs,
Cool.
and everything. But yeah, I go back to the sort of punk era for playing in bands. Yeah,
Excellent, excellent. And what can you remember the name of the first band you was ever in?
we were called Scum.
Oh yeah,
We
I'll
were
always
the
like a
least-
scum.
Yeah, we were the least scummy people. We were all really nice, like guitars in those days.
Yeah.
But there's some good bands then, and in fact, a slight connection with Peterborough. One of the first punk bands I saw was at the Roxy Club in London, a band called The Now.
Yeah, the Now.
yeah,
And their great single, Development Corporation.
Yes. So we came up on a school trip and we were supposed to go to all these cultural events, but we just sort of bunked off and went to the Roxy and, just saw that. They're great, yeah.
Yeah, they're great original punk band, they were, yeah.
Yeah.
Seen them a few times.
Yeah.
Got a great drummer called Joe McCall, is a really nice old boy. Yeah. Not sure what the rest of the band is, but yeah.
They make various comebacks, I think, and get-togethers still,
Yeah. He put up the other day that there was another single sold on eBay. It went for over £1,000.
Yeah.
It went for over £1,000, yeah.
I've still got mine, so...
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't Development Corporation, it's another one. So you may be so you'd have to look at Joe McCall's posts on Facebook and see if you've got a copy of it. Someone replied, he's got 6 of them. So Joe replied like, "Oh, you're well in then, mate." Yeah.
I did get a request for another band I was in a while later, and we did a single, and someone put something out again. This is from Japan. They were offering like $500 or something, or $250. So again, I sort of scraped around all my garage and found old copies that I couldn't get rid of.
Well, there you go. Yeah, there's people out there collecting rare punk and stuff like that, isn't
There's
there?
gold out there.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Showing my mum threw them all away.
Honestly, did she?
Well,
The thing is, what did your mum reckon? Like when you was a punk, let alone turn? Because I mean, it wasn't like it was now, was it? In 1976, 77, it was a pretty straight world, if you understand what I mean. There weren't many people walking around dressed oddly with sort of like straight jeans, spiky hair and all that sort of thing, and so you would probably come under quite a bit of abuse a lot of the time. Well, I found that anyway. So.
Yeah. No. It was anything that was different was not liked. I hope things have improved.
Of course they have. Yeah.
And it was also, I don't know. I think in those days, when you used to go to a gig, there was always this slight undercurrent of violence.
Yes.
There's always this possibility.
Yes.
When you're younger, you're a bit more nervous. And I think the whole sort of club scene sort of knocked a lot of that on the head, and everyone was all hugging each other, mainly enhanced by things. But no, I mean, gigs now, people put things, protectors and things in, don't they? It's all very
civilised.
Civilised, yes.
Yeah, but I do like a good mosh pit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't venture into them anymore.
Oh right. Yeah. Well, for
Well, I
obvious
must admit, I did 2 years ago down in London. I did venture into a mosh pit for one or two songs.
Good for you. Well, for obvious reasons, I usually stand at the back.
Yes.
Yeah, so people can see it.
Yeah. What, how tall are you?
6'7". Yeah. I was at V Festival once, and I was standing up, and this thing hit me on the back of the head, and this sort of dripping feeling down the back of my neck, and it was luckily a plastic beer glass that someone had crammed a load of burgers in, and they were obviously like, let's see if we can get the tall bloke.
Oh dear.
Of course, I didn't turn round. I thought, so I spent the rest of the day with like burger grease dripping down. happy days.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, festivals were another thing back in the day. They used to be a bit riotous. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I did a couple of those. Going back, it's like a trip down memory lane. The GLC things, in London.
Yeah,
when they used to have
yeah. You're like a cheerful Billy Bragg in a way.
Yeah. Well, I saw Billy Bragg play before he was Billy Bragg, when he played in a band called Riff Raff.
Yes, yeah.
And that was on that same school trip. So one night we saw the Now, and the other night we went to the Marquee to see the Radiators from Space, supported by this band called Riff Raff. And this guy singing. And next time I saw him was at the Rock Garden in London.
And Joe McCall, who we've just been previously talking about, he's quite good friends with Billy Bragg.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, he's great guy. Great guy.
Anyway, what's the next song you're going to play for us?
Right, this is my sort of single, as we call it these days, on stream. And this is about, you can probably tell, my love of opera. This is called Diva Fever.
Off you go.
Doctor, tell me straight my diagnosis. I just can't wait. Since the opera, I've been under par. I need a jab or an enema. He took my pulse, it was 99. Stuck out my tongue like a porcupine. He felt my heart and he made me cough. Said my vital signs were off the charts. Boom, 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 and a ram-a-lam-a ding-dong. Diva fever. Diva, boom, 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 and a ram-a-lam-a ding-dong. Diva fever, diva fever. I searched the web so I could see the nature of my malady. Was it typhoid, gout, or Spanish flu? I got verdy lurgy when I heard you. Boom, 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 and a ram-a-lam-a ding-dong. Diva fever, diva fever. Boom, 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 and a ram-a-lam-a ding-dong. Diva fever, diva fever. Listen to you, though it makes me ill. I can't get away from this fascination. Won't roll up my sleeve for no vaccination. Boom, 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 and a ram-a-lam-a ding-dong. Diva fever, diva fever. Boom, 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 and a ram-a-lam-a ding-dong. Diva fever, diva fever, diva fever.
And apologies. Do you still hear me in there? No.
Yeah.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, like, 'cause, some listeners have commented they couldn't hear the first section of the show, but now they can hear everything fine. So we had a little glitch going on there, guys. Sorry about that. If you listened in, you couldn't hear it from a start.
Missed some good stuff.
Yeah. You'll have to play them again.
Obviously, but Cara Knox.
I don't know. Sometimes we do have a technical glitch. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things, like your song previously. Like a bad day. Things go wrong every now and again, which is a bit of a downer. So
that stuff happens. Oh, not all that stuff happened. But I didn't kill the cat.
No, no.
It was a dog. No,
No.
not really. No animals. Were killed.
Going back to the punk thing, well, so what did your parents think when you was a punk and then you played in punk bands?
Well, yeah, I think they were happy I was doing something, I suppose creative. They were very supportive, actually, yeah. But then I went on and, did it a bit more seriously and played with, bands who supported various...
Go on, do some name dropping.
Drop time.
Go on, do some name dropping. We always like a bit of name
Did you gig
dropping.
with the Clash?
There we go.
You
There
heard
we
of
go.
them?
Yeah.
They sort of were like second support, and they did say hello, so I consider that a conversation.
Yeah.
Who else? Def Leppard,
Def Leppard.
which was a strange one because we were like a sort of post-punk band. And
Was this Def Leppard when they was absolutely massive or on the way up? Or?
sort of on the way up? They were doing national tours. They're very young. They were like about 16.
Yeah.
Because it was like in a big place, and they had all sorts of fruit and young women. There's quite a lot of them around. Yeah. Anyway, but we were just like booed off stage. We were just like there. For
No.
Oh yeah. They just wanted to see the main band. So, and who else? Wilco Johnson.
Oh, that's a great one. That is, yeah.
Chaz and Dave even.
What was the band called at the time then?
It was his Solid Senders, yeah.
His what? Sorry.
Wilco Johnson's Solid Senders.
No, you yourself. I mean,
we were called the Point Fives then. It was in Southampton, and so if bands came to like Southampton, they needed a support, whatever, we'd get the nod,
Oh, so you're not originally from sort of the Cambridgeshire area then?
Well, I was born in Harlow, but just sort of moved around, and my wife was born in Ely, so that's why we sort of come back this way for her family. Yeah.
So what was the punk scene like in Southampton in 77 or
78, 79? Yeah, it's sort of the main punk thing had sort of we're getting into mods then, I think.
Yes,
and
the two-tone thing had come in.
Yeah, good days though, good days. I think I was always just slightly behind the curve, It's like with the music, you think, oh yeah, I want to do that, and you're like, oh, it's moved on, So then I was in a sort of funky sort of, I don't know, pig baggy type.
Oh yeah,
lots of rhythm.
Mama's got a pig bag. That's a great one. That is
funky bass playing, and that's
yeah.
Yeah, so then we that band we moved up to London to try and make it, and here I am, with my arse hanging out my trousers.
And you had quite a long hiatus from like playing in bands, and then life got in the way and stuff like that.
Well, I have a band that I get together with mates of mine from way back, called Dalek Beach Party.
That's a class name. That is a class name. I like that.
Musicians.
You got an inventive. I bet you must have. Did you invent all these names?
Not me,
well?
that one. No. Chris, our guitarist, is a very clever chap and very
Dalek
very
Beach
funny.
Party. If you weren't already called it, I'd steal it.
And we play sort of mainly sort of guitar instrumentals, but with some vocal numbers thrown in. But we haven't played for a while. We're all in different parts of the country now. Last gig we did was pre-COVID down at the 100 Club.
Nice.
Which I'd never played before, so it was nice.
So you're still getting in some top venues then?
That was again a support, so we're very lucky. But the place, I was very pleased to see the place is a dump still. So
yeah, you can't beat a dirty, greasy venue, can you?
Of course, they've got all the posts, they've got all the pictures of.
So Rock City's not really Rock City anymore because the floor's no longer sticky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no sticky floors.
No sticky floors. They actually sold the carpet in in chunks. You could buy a metre square bit of Rock City carpet for something like £5 or something. You know what I mean?
Oh, what's the world coming to? People with ear protectors and
selling the carpet.
Clean carpets.
Yeah,
Shocking.
It's a downer. So anyway, what's the next track you're going to play for us?
Okay, so I actually live south of Cambridge, near a town you may have heard of called Saffron Walden.
Yes, Suffolk. That is a bit posh.
Well, you say it's posh, but we have our problems, and that's what I'm going to sing about.
Oh, off you go.
There was a crisis in Saffron Walden when Waitrose ran out of brie. I had to cycle to the local Spar to buy some Dairy Lee. I planned a soiree in my garden, but I rue the day I was born. The bloody gardener broke his ankle and could not mow the lawn. What do you do when your dreams come true? Tell me, what do you do? What do you do when your dreams come true? Tell me, what do you do? There was a crisis in Saffron Walden. The bin men missed me out. I had to drive my stuff to the local dump where the rough men hang out. There was a crisis with Saffron Walden. I don't know what to think. I cannot bake anymore artisan bread. My Arger's on the blink. What do you do when your dreams come true? Tell me, what do you do? What do you do when your dreams come true? Tell me, what do you do? There was a crisis in Saffron Walden. My WhatsApp group's gone spare. Was it war, famine, plague? No, something much worse. There's no snow in Val d'Isere. Yes, there's no snow in Val d'Isere.
Oh dear, the downfall of the middle class in Saffron Walden.
Oh, it's the mean streets.
I've got a few shout outs. Shout out to Michael Day, a shout out to Slava B, a shout out to Rico Burrows. Stuart Inger comments, hello from Nottingham. Hi there, Stuart. Thank you very much for listening again. And a shout out to Kirsty Wildman, sorry. And I've just lost a comment. And Slava Balakov says, oh, nice singer. Seen him in Cambridge 3 weeks ago. Was you involved in the Cambridge band competition or something like that?
Yeah, Slava B. Well, there was a...
Yeah.
He's a guy.
He is indeed. Yeah.
Yeah, he just blew the place apart.
Yeah.
Not an easy act to follow, I have to say.
No. He's got a big personality.
He's brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, while we're talking about, can I do this plug now?
Oh, yeah, because you've got a gig coming up this weekend,
just,
didn't you?
While we're doing bits and pieces, just to let people know, if people are in Cambridge, there's a fantastic gig tomorrow night, Friday night, 17th, at Hank's Dirty Kitchen. Used to be called Tall Trees. It used to be called the Eagle. Lensfield Road, and it's a sort of punk spectacular. We've got Green Tree Frog, Dead Romantics. I thought this was an Italian pesticide firm, the Dead Roman Ticks, but it's actually the Dead Romantics. The Mices, your favourites, one of your favourites, Dodo Appreciation Society, and headlining the amazing Dog's Teeth. So that's
going to be an excellent night.
7 p.m.
Yeah. That'll be an excellent night. Probably the other acts are good, but I really do like the Dodo guys and Dog's Teeth, I must admit. You know, plus Dog's Teeth ought to get together with the Dodo guys, because really Dodo should be 3-piece and not a 2-piece. You know, I think they're at a 2-piece at the moment. I might be wrong. So.
But so I obviously I heard them on your show a couple of months back, was it?
The Dodo guys. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what you do. So you're opening up my ears to all sorts
Oh,
of
good. That's what we like to do. That's what to do. We like to have a variety of acts in, as you know, and play a variety of music, and
original music too.
Yeah, definitely original
That's
music.
what we like.
Yeah.
I meet a lot of people out there when I'm doing like open mics and things, and they say, "Well, I do write songs, but I don't play them." And I'm like, "I want to hear them."
Yes, of course. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
I mean, no offence, I like the other stuff, but I want to hear your songs. Because
Yeah, I do get into, I don't want to say heating discussions, but now and again when people start on, I'm like, they start going about, you do see posts come up on Facebook and this, that and the other, and there's a little bit of a discussion about original bands and, cover bands taking up a lot of tribute bands and stuff like that. And I do sort of usually say, well, if there weren't anybody writing original music, you guys are going to run out of songs to cover. You know what I mean? So yeah, I've got a bit of being about it, and I think, I think original musicians have had a much harder deal since the pandemic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, when I was starting, in bands, that's what every band did. It was like, you do your own songs. That's what you do, isn't it?
Yes.
But, I do some covers. I try and sort of murder them. But I do occasional covers. And people, I don't know, friends who play in covers bands, and it's, it's good fun and everything else. But some people say, I'd rather hear someone like playing their own song badly, in inverted commas, if not confident. I'd rather hear that than...
Yeah. I mean, me and you might be of a certain age. I mean, somebody pointed out the other day, like, oh, well, this band that I wanted to go and see, they're all dead now, so I've got to go and see a tribute band or something like that, which I suppose is a valid point,
Yeah, you could listen to the record, I suppose.
Yeah, but I can't remember ever going to a tribute band, I've been invited, and I'm like, nah, I won't go.
No, it's tricky, and it's obviously quite difficult also get original bands getting gigs and things.
It is very difficult. Yeah,
tough.
To I think you're quite lucky in Cambridge, and we're not too bad in Peterborough really. There's 3 venues around here and there that support local music and this, that, and the other. You're probably a little bit luckier in Cambridge, but then you've got the students, ain't you? Really, at the end of the day, that makes a world of difference.
Yeah, there's some good venues that do original bands, but go further out and
go out of say somewhere that's got a high student population and you'll probably be struggling a little bit.
Yeah, and those venues struggle as well, and you hear lots of these venues say, well, we put on the tribute bands because we have to
earn some money. Yeah, but then they might not want to be charging £5 a pint. You know what I mean? So that's why a lot of people can't afford to go out in the week and all this sort of thing like that. I was up in Leeds a few weeks ago. Now it was like £3.50 in the centre of Leeds for a pint of beer. I mean that's the price that will entice you out, won't it?
Very civilised. Yeah.
And the pub was packed. Obviously, it's another student town, but £3.50 if you go to the centre of Peterborough, £4.50 is the average, and I would say some places were £5.50, £6. So yeah.
Well, people have a bit before they go out, don't they? Not me, of course. Cause
no, you would never do that now. You're responsible now. You're grown up.
Yeah, right. Get a train.
There's no point. In my humble opinion. You know what I mean? There's no point growing up, is there really? You know what I mean? So
absolutely not.
You're only here once, so you might as well have a lot of fun while you're here.
Yeah, I'm growing old, disgraceful.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it, Vince. I'm with you.
I found my old pin badges in a box, and I thought, what are they doing in there? So I've stuck them all on my jacket,
Yeah, you got all your because that was a thing, weren't it? As well, all your different badges, Yeah,
and getting out, meeting lots of really good people,
Yeah. Well, live music lovers are a great bunch of people, really, aren't they? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I did a band thing a couple of weeks ago, and it was this guy's 21st birthday, so I'm playing in a band with a 20-year-old.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing you do get ququite a lot of nowadays. We see it in the studio. You do see bands with varying ages of musicians. You might have an old drummer and a young band, or you might have a young guitarist playing in a band full of older people. So, yeah, them sort of generational barriers have broken down quite a bit, which you wouldn't have seen. You definitely wouldn't have seen it in our day, in the punk days. You know what I mean?
Not. Well, there was a band with the singer,
UK Subs. Yeah, UK Subs. Yeah, he's Charlie.
Yeah, he was like 35 or something, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's 80 something now.
Yeah, still playing.
Yeah. I did say that they've actually finished their last UK tour, but they've not actually finished gigging because they are doing a few gigs here and there. I've noticed.
Yeah, I bet it's still good as well.
Yeah. Off you go for the next one.
Righty ho. Well, we don't need to worry too much longer, Doc, about all this sort of thing, because we're all going to get replaced by artificial intelligence anyway. So we can just sit back and let that do everything. And this is a song about that. This is called.
None of that has ever worked. We'll talk about this.
Yeah. Oh, don't get me started. He's saying, don't get me started. And this is about that. This is called "I've Got My AI on You."
Off you go.
I got my AI on you. It's the best I could do. Plugged in the wires and told it my desires, and it wrote this song for you. I got my AI on you, but I could not convey. I found a processor and it opened the door and it let me have my say. One day we'll go with them, move to the algorithm. One day we'll all be free. We'll sit here watching TV, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Ooh, he's got his AI on you. You were seduced by his code. For all his finery, he's only binary. To him it's just one and noughts. He's got his AI on you. He loved all my thoughts. Your only yearning was machine learning. Our love began to erode. I got my AI on you. I got my AI on you. I got my AI on you. Righty ho.
Oh, I've got a few more shouts. Shout out to Anthony Nottingham, a shout out to Geffin Evans, a shout out to Jamie Walton, and a shout out to Aidan Matthews. Guys, thank you very much for listening and watching the show. I mean, it's a bit like the paperless office. Have you ever come across a paperless office?
No.
No, that's what I mean. It doesn't happen. And honestly, today I went to do a job. Somebody working on a printer for somebody, and he said, "Oh, I went to print off my car tax renewal because I've gone to do it online and I don't have to do it anymore. I've gone paperless." And I'm like, "Well, you ain't gone paperless because you're printing the damn thing off."
Driverless cars,
you know what I mean?
musicianless bands.
Driverless cars is a good idea if, you know, here and there, if they actually get them to work and, you know, they don't run people over and stuff like that. Because if they actually perfect it, then there'll be lots less car accidents, hopefully.
Yeah. Probably people thought that, you know, when trains came along, they thought, oh my God, you know, it's like a horse without a rider or something. You know. So we have to move on to a certain extent. Yeah. Mobile phones, what crazy stuff! You know, who'd have thought? Wasn't it? Who invented the telephone? Edison?
No, Graham Bell.
Graham Bell.
Yeah, Alexander Graham Bell. Yeah.
He said, "I see the day once I can see in the future they'll have one of these in every town in America." Yeah.
Yeah. I think Star Trek invented the mobile phone.
Yeah.
No, and iPads and stuff like that. They used to, I mean, they don't just wander around with things very similar to an iPad, squiggly here and stuff like that. And the communicator's not too far away from a flip phone, is it?
Yeah, they're the crazy things where they could see each other on their phones. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Open doors. Kill Klingons.
Yeah, well, yeah, Klingons, you know what I mean? You take them or leave them, really,
strong,
you know what I mean? Yeah, it's still going, I'll still watch it, yeah.
Shatner.
Yeah, he is, bless him. He actually went to space, how about it, didn't he? You know what I mean? He actually went to space, bless him.
He was saying, I saw some quote, he was saying, I thought I'd be happy, but it made me depressed because it made me realise that this is all we've got. So that was his, you know, very philosophical. And of course, he did some songs as well, didn't he? Didn't he do Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds? Wasn't that one? Didn't he do something?
Oh, I can't remember that. I can't remember such cheesy things as that.
Look it up. It's weird.
Yeah, how old is he now? He's getting on, and he's 90.
Yeah, 90s. Up into space. That'd be nice.
Yeah, because the first one was broadcast in 67? I think it was something like that. The first episode.
Brilliant stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to Yeoman, whatever her name was, who they killed off early on?
Yeoman Janice.
Yes.
Yeah, with a beef high haircut.
Yeah.
I fancied her.
Yeah, well, well, so did Captain Kirk, and that was the problem, you see. They thought, they need him to fall in love with various aliens. They don't want to...
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Yeoman Janice. I'll have to look it up. Yeah.
Give him the boot, I think.
Yeah. I think he had one of the romantic scenes in her here and there, didn't he? Yeah, before she was popped off. But, at least you weren't wearing a red shirt, because all the red shirts, that's it, innit? Right. You know what I mean? When you've been down to... there's a bunch of, security guys who've all got the red shirts on, and, they're the first ones to go, definitely.
Oh, yes, that's right. Oh, I wonder who's going to get killed today, Is it going to be the Doctor? Is it going to be Spock? Or is it going to be those other two blokes? Yeah,
security. They're always... from behind a rock somewhere. Anyway,
there's a song there somewhere.
People won't know what we're talking about. You know what I mean? Listen to them two blokes, old men, babbling. What's the next song you're going to play for us?
All right. So this is the next song. This next song was inspired actually by a comedy sketch, Jack D. And this is about when you're having a chat with someone and they're going on a bit and they're bragging a bit, and of course you really want to tell them what for, but you're all polite and you're like, oh really? Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. So this song's called So What.
Off you go.
You should meet my girlfriend, she teaches modern dance. So what? If I sold my flat, I could buy a street in France. So what? I didn't need to do it, but I gave 3 men the sack. Then went away for a week in Bergerac. So what, I've lost the plot, your conversation's gone to pot. You just talk a load of rot, so what, so what, so what? When we cook we use organic rice, so what? I got some wine from Aldi, it was actually quite nice. So what? Our cleaner's Betty, she's really very cheap. She's like one of the family, but not one I'll keep. So what, I've lost the plot, your conversation's gone to pot. You just talk a load of rot, so what, so what, so what? So what, so what, so what? A tree. So what? My son's good at chess even though he's only 3. So what, I've lost the plot, your conversation's gone to pot. You just talk a load of rot, so what, so what, so what? So what, so what, so what? So what, so what, so what?
Do you play these anti-bourgeois songs in Saffron Walden, where you live?
Well, actually, there is a music thing. There's a few sort of summer things coming up. I'm playing. I'm at the Strawberry Fair on the 1st of June.
Yeah, it's not exactly Saffron Walden, though.
And there is, on the 23rd of June, Sunday the 23rd of June, there is a music event at Saffron Walden. But unlike other places, they've called it Fête de la Musique. I'm not.
Are you sure? Honestly.
So I applied to play, and they've let me play. So
Have you got like a secret bunch of lefties down there who are sort of
Kemi Badenoch? Yeah, she's our MP.
No.
Oh yes. We see her occasionally. Yeah.
There's a little circle of rebels in Saffron Walden.
I think people know it's a bit, I was born in Harlow, so you can sort of take, you can take the boy out of Harlow, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, Harlow's a bit more of a working class town, though, isn't it? Really, So
it's still conservative, though. All politics, no. My wife said, "Don't go to politics."
Don't worry about politics. Yeah. So,
well, so I do some sort of songs, do some serious songs, I do some love songs.
Yes.
Not today, and. The politics ones, someone said, well, half the people think you're preaching to them and the other half think you're
I did.
Well, yeah, but if you come from the days of punk and stuff like that, you know, a lot of the songs are political, and I think they should be, really. You know what I mean? A protest song is a good you know, that's what folk music is really about.
Yeah.
A lot of it, isn't it? You know, it's protest songs.
I suppose-
Blues music was originally sort of half of it was, you know, protest music, wasn't it? You know, so.
Yeah, and I suppose you know, some of the stuff I sing about in a way is a bit of a sort of like dig at
Swipe.
materialism and
Yeah.
you know, values and that sort of thing. But
Yeah.
don't be too overtly. But, I mean, yeah, bless them. You know, a lot of the stuff was political. I must admit, I tended to prefer in those days more bands like the Damned and the Rezillos, a bit more of a sort of
Yeah.
funny sort of
Yeah,
high energy type
Damned
thing.
have had an
Great
excellent
credit
career.
to those.
You know, yeah, I see where you're coming from there. You know, so I've got to give a shout out to my dear lady, Catherine Mason. Hello, Cathy, how are you getting on?
Hello.
But but there was a lot of punk bands who had, like Billy Bragg, who we said earlier. You know, don't think he ever sings a song hardly that's not a political song, does he?
Yeah, true. And as you say, a lot of folk stuff was based on, you know, repression and that sort of thing. And a lot of music, obviously, a lot of blues and everything else comes from that. So it's got, you know, a rich heritage, soul even, you know, comes a rich heritage of that sort of thing. You know, I mean, maybe I haven't got a good imagination, but, you know, because I wasn't, like, born in the Midwest and I don't live in 18th century Britain, you know, on a farm.
Yes. Yeah.
But, you know, I'm sort of branching out maybe and doing things.
But the English are quite good at taking the mickey out of themselves as well. That's quite a tradition, isn't it? You know, in this country, taking the mickey out of ourselves, and you know, there's no sort of finer sort of class to aim at than the middle class, because the middle class are sort of worse than the upper class in a way. But the trouble is, as you get to sort of like older than 50 or so, you do start thinking, well, have I sort of ended up being middle class, or even without realising it?
Well, say the things that you're, you know.
Like
things
sort
your
of,
parents said.
yeah. Well, not only that, not saying the things like you say. It's just, well, yeah, things do annoy you, but there's probably a lot of things, you know. So I mean, I just moan about putting the bin out. I'm like, when I was younger, I never should put the bin out. What am I paying my council tax for? You know what I mean? They used to open the gate and take it away, but now I've got to move it down the bottom of the cul-de-sac. There are a bunch of lazy gits and all that, you know, all just like owning your own house, isn't it? Anything else like that, you know, or living in Saffron Walden.
Yeah, you didn't used to have to sort of price your own stuff at the shop either. Someone did that for you, whereas now you have to do it all yourself.
No, I refuse to cooperate with that.
Oh, right.
You know, because that's just putting people out of jobs, isn't it?
Very true, very
You
true.
know, so yeah, even though there's somebody there all the time looking after the machines, you know. So
Yeah. But so sort of, I suppose, gentle protest, nudging people in the right direction. But yeah, as I say, I'll do some serious songs. I don't think I've got any tonight. But,
Good.
there we go. Well, what happened was when I started doing this again. So when I got out there and started doing open mic nights and things like that, you know, and got over my nerves, I did some songs and I did a sort of funny one, and people seem to suddenly wake up and listen, because there's a lot of, and again, nothing wrong with that, a lot of very serious people singing very serious songs out there, and that's fine, you know, and I enjoy some of those, but it's a bit different hearing someone who's got a bit of sense of humour. I mean, you mentioned someone like Slava B, you know, fantastic, you know,
Yes.
me in stitches, you know, a guy who just like wants to entertain.
yeah, it's a full-on entertainer, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't sort of see myself as a musician, really. Or you probably tell from my guitar playing.
No, I think you're good. I think you're really good at the guitar. You know, no, quite nice. There's some nice little bits there.
So I don't see myself.
And
really
that song was really nicely written that you just came out with there on the guitar. You know, you can tell when somebody's a half decent guitar player. How can people get hold of your music?
Okay, so the usual platforms, you know. So I'm on Spotify and SoundCloud and you know, Apple, Amazon,
Everywhere.
Aldi, Tesco's, you name it. But I call myself Vince Too Tall Taylor.
Right, so that's what we've got to look for.
Yeah,
Vince
it's not an
Too
optical
Tall.
illusion because.
You are 6'7".
Well, yeah, and also there was another Vince Taylor. Vince Taylor was a 1950s British rock and roll singer.
Ah.
If you look him up, he was a bit of a crazy guy. He had like one hit, which was Brand New Cadillac, a song covered by The Clash. And he then went to live in France, and he sort of basically got off his head on drugs. But if you look at stuff on YouTube, he was quite... And he was actually the inspiration for Ziggy Stardust. So when Bowie wrote that, he was thinking about this crazy rock and roll. Anyway, so I had to put
There we go. We learn something every day.
I had to put the two tool. Yeah, well, yeah, it's just education. So I had to put the two tool bit in to be different. So if you look at Vince Too Tall Taylor, or look at my website www.vince2talltaylor.com. Honestly, then you can find all my stuff, my gigs, and my sound stuff, and everything else. There is another Vince Taylor. He's an American bodybuilder, so I don't usually get confused with him.
No. There we go. There's another Doc Mason. He is a country singer, and yeah, there we go. But he doesn't Google up so well as me, because obviously I live in this country and he lives in the States somewhere. You know, but you can see some of his videos if you need to. But
yeah, I need to do something about the Googling thing, because I keep now I've actually got a website, as I said.
Yes.
www.vince2talltaylor.com. And I get all these sort of spam. I put a contact sheet on it.
Spam emails.
Spam. It's like, do you want your profile SEO? What's that? SEO? It's some sort of getting you in the.
Yeah. You can get a capture plugin, and it's supplied by Google.
Ooh.
And so, you know, like when you have to put these, you know, so when somebody sends you an inquiry, they have to put in.
I am not.
Well, you know, I'm not a human, that sort of thing, but they have to say, right, yeah, put these 3 numbers in and all this, that, and the other. So, and most of these things come through like automated spam bots. So if you add that to your website, is it a WordPress site you got?
Yeah.
You'll be able to get the plugin, then it's a WordPress site.
Okay. Yeah. They have something which is like how many seconds, you know, if it's done in less than 3 seconds, and it must be.
Yeah.
Right. Or someone very quick.
It works well, the Google Capture thing.
So this is what you get on the Doc Mason show. Not only music, but technical.
Google it up. I can't remember what it's called now exactly, unless I go onto my website and have a look at it. But yeah, you can get the plugin, download it, and then install it, and it'll work. Yeah.
It's all pretty easy, isn't it? The last website I did, I had to type in HTML on Notepad, you know.
Yeah, hard. Yeah, the WordPress website's brilliant to do, and that'll stop a majority of it. You'll still get one every now and again, because some of them do get through, and it'll just end up in your spam folder. You know, so I think this week I've managed to have sneaked through onto my website. Okay. But yeah, I used to be like you. I was like, oh my God, I got another 10 load of spam today. So sorted that one out. Anyway, there's a song for you in that.
Well, actually, it's interesting because this song's a bit like that. I didn't mean that. This song's about your phone, and when it goes off and you get all excited and you think, oh, wonder what that can be, you know.
It's an 020 number.
And it's something else, and that's what this song is about. It's called It Had to Be You.
Off you go.
When the phone went off, it had to be you. It's been 2 long weeks. I can't see it through. I need some hope, a brighter view. When the phone went off, it just had to be you. It was a marriage proposal from Azerbaijan, £1 a week for the funeral plan, an offer from Tesco for veggie mints, an investment option from an African prince. When the phone went ping, my heart beat fast. Please give me a sign, just can't last. I'm in a spin, I'm in a stew. When the phone went off, it just had to be you. It was a cheap morning flight to Albania, a diesel claim. I don't have a car, pet insurance for my dead cat, cheap Viagra, I guess I won't need that.
When you phoned me up, it was on a whim. I had no idea I'd been the sin. I chucked the phone when it really was you. I did not know, I hadn't a clue. But I bumped into you on the way to Greg's. We went for coffee, this thing's got legs. Don't need the phone, 'cause right on cue when we met in person, it really was you. Yes, it really was you. Yes, it really was you.
There you go.
I've lost my list of viewers, but I can remember one. Shout out to Marion on Sugar Way. She's a near neighbour of mine. Marion M, as we call her. M, thank you very much for listening and watching the show. But yeah, my list of people who are watching has suddenly disappeared on me. This is what happens now and again. See, the ones who are clever doing spam call now, spam calls, are the ones who ring you on a mobile number. And then when you list it, it'll be going, oh, Mr. Masson. Oh, yeah, I'll get called Mr. Masson. I don't call Mr. Masson. I go, hello, Mr. Masson. And you know straight away, you know what I mean? It's like somebody from abroad, isn't it? You know what I mean? So I usually go, no. And they go, Mr. Masson? I go, no. So they get quite confused. You Mr. Masson? I go, no. Then they put the phone down.
I did once ask someone who phoned me up if I could have. I said, I'm really interested in what you're selling. I said, can I have your home number and I'll phone you later? And he was like, what do you mean? I said, no, I'm going to buy it, but I need to phone you later. Can I have your home number? And he was like, oh, I don't think we can do that. I'll speak to my manager. And I said, well, you phone me on my home number. So, you know, it freaked him out. But generally, don't engage.
Yeah, that's a plague. It's a plague on the world. See, that's it. Great technology. All the things we've invented, like a phone, and you can do this and do that. It's an encyclopedia. And what's it used for? People ringing you up trying to sell you stuff. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah, I think they have these things which if you answer, they like something picks up. Oh, this person answered. I'll try them again. You know.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. I've done hundreds of block calls on callers because obviously they spoof numbers and as well and stuff like that. They're clever sods. Yeah. You know. And so you block a number, and then 2 days later, same number calls back, and it's a couple of different digits.
Well, that's the price of fame, you see, Doc.
I don't think so. It's probably the price of filling out a form years ago on some sort of survey that I did, you know, and like to get myself £5 worth of cheap beer or something.
That's the price you pay for cheap beer. You said. There's going to be a payback at some point.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody, you know, it's just like, oh my God, you know. I mean, my wife gets them, and bless her heart, she don't even use a phone hardly, you know. And she's like, no, don't answer it, Kathy, just ignore it, you know.
Do you think this is? I get the ones. It's like, do you think this is? Yes, you know, yeah, it is. And you might be expecting a parcel, but probably
not. No, well, you are expecting a parcel.
Everyone,
yeah. I mean, that's what wrong with me now and again, because obviously, you know, work I do get the odd number ring up from London now and again. It's genuine business because I've got sort of a relative that lives in Peterborough, and I ask an 020 number, I'll ignore it, and then it's like, oh, somebody's actually left a message from an 020 number, and it's like, oh yeah, my dad, he does this, that, and the other, and he's like 18. I need somebody to go around there and do some work for him. And I'm like, oh, all right, then I'll
like the song says, you know, if you chuck your phone away and then you miss out. But anyway, you can meet people in. How did we meet people before? How did we do things? Go to
the pub.
Oh yeah,
went to the pub.
Yeah, probably went out a bit.
So that probably phones have got something to do with the death of the pub in a way as well, isn't it? I mean, I used to go to the pub. It's honest God's truth, and I was like, well, I shouldn't have even be going to the pub. But when I was working, when I was like 16, and went into a pub, I used to go into pubs 6 days a week. The only day I never used to go into pub was on a Thursday because that was a day before we got paid, and I was skint by Thursday. You know,
Friday pay night.
And the pubs used to be full of people every day of the week. You know, now if you go into a pub midweek, or like I say, perhaps Cambridge, but in Peterborough, very few are occupied with people. You know.
Yeah, but like we're saying, you know, the things like the open mics and going and so if you do play any instrument you've ever played on, even if you picked up a guitar ever and you've strummed and sang a song, go along to one of these things.
Oh yeah, open mic's good fun. Yeah.
You know, it fills up the pubs. You meet other people. You have a good time.
Yeah.
No one's going to judge you. No one's going to say, "Well, you're not." very
Open
good."
night markets are good fun, really good fun. I should go to them regularly,
Yeah.
quite a lot. You know, but if I don't go, well, it's because I'm just a little bit too old now, and I go to bed at 9 o'clock.
Well, I used to, but now I get by the time we get back. But
It's like, no, I can't. As I've got older, I've actually got busier work-wise, so it's even worse now. It used to be the odd day, I didn't have to work today, but now it's one of the days I don't work, I don't live on my way.
Yeah. Yeah,
And the
you know,
days I am
for
working, I'm like,
anyone
I've got-
out there who's I was thinking of doing some sort of video of you know, how to write a song, and it's I think the Damned did something like this way back, and it's like how to write a song: get a guitar, learn one chord. If you can't buy a guitar, steal one. You know, go to the O2 or something arena and go backstage and steal one. No, I don't mean that, folks. By the way, sorry. Learn a chord, write some words, put them together, easy.
Yeah, no, away you go. Yeah, yeah.
Just do it.
Do you think, like, the trouble is, like, nowadays, it's really good to be sort of semi-famous. You come on a show and you've got videos and like, you can get your music spread all over everywhere. You know, instead of having to send a cassette tape off to somebody in a record company sort of thing, to A&R man to have a listen to it, but
It's sort of empowering, but it's
you're not powered.
yeah. So it's like when I started, if you went into if you did a demo, if you paid to go in the studio, it was
Yes.
a big outlay.
Yeah, it was. Well, still
And-
is.
So yeah, but now you can do it all at home, can't you?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So there's a lot more out there, which is great. So people are more empowered to produce music,
Hmm.
and there's some fantastic stuff out there. But there's just a lot of it, you know, and so that's why it's really nice to have the opportunity to
You're most welcome.
play today and hear local bands playing
Oh.
and supporting them.
Yeah, you should all get out and support your local scene when you can. Definitely, without
You won't regret it.
no. Plug that gig again that you're playing on Saturday one more time.
Well, tomorrow's the gig, which I'm not,
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm not actually playing tomorrow night. It's some other punk guys. My next gig, so I've got the Strawberry Friend the first. I'm playing at Shepworth Plough, part of it's a folk club. I do some folk club stuff as well because I play an acoustic guitar.
You got a woolly jumper?
Yeah, finger in the ear. What's the folk thing that the singers have got their fingers in the air and the audience have got their fingers in the anyway?
Don't know.
No, I won't say. I'll never get to play in a folk club, but no, it's nice playing the folk clubs. People listen, and there's some great music. You know, I've been in some of those, and there's been some real excellent musicians playing really traditional stuff, and they've said, "Oh, I really enjoyed your stuff," and you're like, "Wow, that's nice." You know?
I've never been into a folk club because obviously I've got this preconceived sort of view of them, really. You know, so yeah, you know, poets and this, that, and the other. It's all a bit Saffron Walden to me.
We haven't got one in Saffron Walden. we've got a lot of metal and thrash in Saffron Walden. A lot of loud bands.
Heavy metal,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, a lot of metal guitarists do tend to come from quite middle class families, don't they? You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's quite odd, you know. So, perhaps they're the only ones that can afford the big speakers. But anyway,
in fact,
shout out to Andrew Squires, Ollie, and a shout out to Gavin Lim. Yeah, go on, carry on.
Sorry, I was just saying. In fact, the Saffron Walden band, really good rock band called the Flying Cymbals. They're from Saffron Walden and around there, and they won the Cambridge band contest.
Oh, cool.
The month, and they're fantastic. Yeah, really good band.
Oh, sorry, Saffron Walden. I'll move on. I'll move on and pick on.
Dissing Saffron Walden, come and get you.
I should pick on another town that's more wealthier. What's the place on the seaside with all the expensive beaches and stuff like that? We know. I mean, that's
I want to do a song about that. Yeah,
Is there?
Southwold? Yeah,
That's Southwold. There we. Oh yeah, we'll have a listen to Southwold. We can diss them for being way too middle class and wealthy.
Do you want it?
Definitely.
Okay, I wasn't going to do this one, but I will. Look at my car, it's bigger than your one. Right up your bumper, don't make me wait. Because of its power, I'm losing my license, so I potter about doing 28. I got me a beach hut up in Southwold, an absolute bargain at 80 grand. It's
got no electrics or running water. It's got no toilet, just go in the sand. I heard your voice, I had no choice, I was lost without a care. I saw your face, I gave up the chase, now I'm a millionaire. I gave up my job, I gave up the rat race, I gave up my Rolex, let my hair go grey. That night by the fire, that day by the river, we made a flower bed and there we lay, yeah man. I heard your voice, I had no choice, I was lost without a care. I saw your face, I gave up the chase, now I'm a millionaire. You left me on Tuesday, the day after solstice, an executive salesman, his name was Frank. He's got a Ford Focus and a Semi in Luton. I'm stuck in the yurt with the septic tank. Heard your voice, I had no choice, I was lost without a care. I saw your face, I gave up the chase, now I'm a millionaire. Yes, I heard your voice, I had no choice, I was lost without a care. I saw your face, I gave up the chase, now I'm a millionaire.
Now, I've got to add a disclaimer to this song. Why I must admit I've got the use of a beach in Norfolk. So there you go. Like I say,
I like
you sort of could become your worst own nightmare. Like you, like yeah. So
well, secretly, we aspire to these things, don't we?
Everybody does, and like I say, that's the English for you. In America, so we've gone, man, you're really great. You're so successful. You do really well. And in England, you're like, look at him with his flash car and his beach shirt and this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? Who does he think he is? Yeah, it's just a strange, sort of a strange society, the English society. You know what I mean?
Well, it is that sort of envy, isn't it? Sort of like, I don't like them having all that stuff, but I wish I had it.
Yes, well, let's give you one more. And then we'll call it a day. We've got an excellent evening.
Righty-ho. Okay, so this is one of the first sort of songs I played at open mic, and this is about luggage, and this is about my son, who's 18, who came back one day with what I assumed was a handbag, but he assured me it was actually a man bag, and this is called Man Bag Handbag.
Off you go.
I've got a man bag, had it for ages. It's not a handbag, cause that's for ladies. I think I bought it in the West End. I am the envy of all my friends. Man bag, handbag, put them in a sack. You'll never get too far if you carry things like that. Backpack, claptrap, it's so sad. I keep my things in a carrier bag. I've got a bum bag, it's not so strange. It holds my iPhone, but not my change. Don't need a wallet, what could be worse? No, I keep my coins in my man purse. Man bag, handbag, put them in a sack. You'll never get too far if you carry things like that. Backpack, claptrap, it's so sad. I keep my things in a carrier bag.
Right, guitar solo. Wish me luck. I had to get it right once. And this was the night. I've got a rucksack, it's made of suede. Like all my clothing, it's tailor-made. Up on my shoulder, a giant queue. I stick it in your face when I'm on the tube. Man bag, handbag, put 'em in a sack. You'll never get too far if you carry things like that. Backpack, claptrap, it's so sad. I keep my things in a carrier bag.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Vince Taylor, a most entertaining evening. A shout out to Steve Croxford doing the live video this evening. A shout out to Paul Biggins on the mixing desk.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Paul.
This is a guy called Buckley.